AM 590 WCAB Rutherfordton with FM translator service on W265DW at 100.9.
Hey, this is Cameron coming to you from the WCAB Weather Room with your weather forecast. Today's going to be mostly sunny with highs near 75. It's mostly cloudy overnight with showers likely with lows around 60. For Saturday, you can expect partly cloudy conditions with scattered showers with highs near 75. It's mostly clear overnight with lows around 55. For Sunday, it's going to be partly cloudy with highs near 70. It's going to be partly cloudy overnight with lows around 45. And that was your weather forecast here on 100.9 FM, 590 AM, WCAB, Rutherfordton. Welcome to All Things Rutherford, here on 100.9 FM, 590 AM, WCAB, Rutherfordton. Now here's your host, Todd and Tracy.
And good morning. It is most certainly a good Friday morning.
Friday.
It's finally Friday, friends.
Finally Friday, friends.
What in the world? Got a CD playing over here that's been playing for I don't know how long.
Well, I'll tell you, Todd, you know something,
right,
here is a really,
there we go.
I got some information right here to start off the day. If you are, and this is a big thing, cybersecurity.
Cybersecurity.
Okay.
We deal with that every day at the hospital.
Well, there is a new night class coming to ICC, and it's called Online Safety Fundamentals. And to sign up for this class, I think it's $10 a class. It's going to be in the Rutherford campus Hickory Room. I think anyway, ICC. Call Sandy Brackett at 828-395-1405 and find out more about this. It is just a good way. It's discover essential online security techniques that will empower you to protect yourself in the digital world. And you know something that is all this internet stuff going on.
Keeps you going on, you know, about the phishing schemes, the texts, the phone calls, the email, stuff like that. That's what that keeps you going.
Cyber security.
Be sure to check that out. Creighton Lovelace, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
There you go. Hope you're having a good Friday morning so far.
That covers it all, don't it?
That covers it all, just in case I don't see you again. Currently 51 degrees outside on this Friday morning, and it is a beautiful Friday morning.
Yes, it is.
Love it. Love this kind of weather. I love it all.
Yeah.
I'm not going to complain. I'm going to play a little bit.
Go right ahead.
See, because I can.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find that. I got a new toy that
boys and their and their toys.
Look, there's nothing in here with that. Oh my gosh. Oh well. Oh well.
Oh, I hope everybody's doing wonderful on this Friday morning. It's high school football.
It's high school football Friday night.
Yes,
and
it
guess
is.
what? Back in the
saddle
again. Well, you know,
Jay Coombs. One night only.
Yeah, one night only. We can't. We love Jay. We wish he'd come out and do it all the time, but he's not going to. Alan Tony, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
There you go. It covers everything. We're just going to play that all day. Can we do that? No, we're not going to do that. Friday morning, we are broadcasting live from the Isothermal Towers, Building B, 82nd floor. When you come up to the 82nd floor, you'll go down the hallway, and you'll turn right left at the second door. I got confused. And that's where the blue room is, and that's where you'll find us this morning. Okay, enough of that. I gotta play with that a little more, get some quick edit keys made, and boo boo boo. Mm-hmm. Do that for all of our people in the chat room. I'm gonna set one up for each of them. Think I can do that?
I think you will. I don't think. I know you will.
It may not be this morning, but
I'm learning Todd. I've worked with Todd for so many years, but the more since we've worked right here doing this, I've learned Todd. Here's what Todd does. I'm going to tell on Todd.
Go ahead.
When Todd says, or if you ask Todd a question about something, he's not a procrastinator. He will do it right away. He wants to get it done right away.
Can do it right then. See, my Christmas lights all started off
Right.
with Brother Creighton Lovelace.
Yes. Oh, really?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
we went to the Tryon Christmas show. They had a Halloween show, and then they had a Christmas show.
Right.
Well, Christmas, lights would sync to your music and all that. And Creighton said, I bet you could do that. And I was like, I bet I can
And I
too.
bet you went to work on it ASAP.
This was in December. January 1, I was working on it. And I learned of course, with the total failures that I've had since then, I don't know that I'll be having a Halloween light show this year. I'm trying to get everything together, but time is fleeting.
Yes, time is getting gone.
Finding time to
Yeah.
work on projects is getting harder and harder.
Yes, it is.
Oh, and it's just one of those things. As you progress, you have to work. You have to, me working two jobs. By the time I get home in the evening, well, it's honeydew time.
Right. That's right.
Well, we got to
There's-
go to the grocery store. We got to go there. We got to go here. We got to go do this.
There's not enough hours in
And then by the time you eat,
Yeah.
by the time you get home at 5 o'clock, 5:15, by the time you eat at 6 o'clock, well, it's already dark.
Yep. Now it is.
So you really don't feel like going and doing anything.
You feel
else.
I naturally start yawning because you think at 5 o'clock
Exactly.
anymore. Well, not
It's
at 5
like,
o'clock, but coming soon.
Oh yeah.
Coming soon. You start yawning, and your body just thinks when it gets dark, it's time to go to bed.
I remember last year, as I was leaving work around 5 o'clock, it would be getting dark at
Yeah.
5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that.
Oh, I do too.
I dislike that
I
with a
like when it stays
passion.
light till 8 o'clock.
That's right. It is Finally Friday, folks. We got the Finally Friday song coming up in just a little bit. Don't forget, Beth Helton, Real Estate Insights, will be in this morning with Lou Gillum. She'll take over the reins at 8 o'clock as I will step aside and go to work. Get my real job, as I call it. I do this for fun.
Well, for us, it's real.
Oh,
So
I love it. I love it.
we're real. We're real too, Todd.
I wore my watch today.
Yep.
We'll see if it breaks me out. It's got a breaking out right there. I don't know if I'm allergic to the watch.
I think
or
you're allergic to the watch.
maybe I'm allergic to time. Could be my big problem.
That's what it is.
It could be my big
You're
problem.
allergic to time.
Allergic to time. Folks, let's go ahead and get started with our Friday morning call around report. This is the last call around report for this week, but we'll do it again on Monday morning. Chronicles of the Old West with Dakota Livesay right here on the best morning show in all of Western North Carolina, the Todd and Tracy Morning Show.
Frank Hunt first appeared in the history books in 1880 when he was appointed deputy sheriff for Caldwell, Kansas during its boom days. During this time, a George W. Flatt was also in Caldwell. A lawman in the past, Flatt had given up the job to open a saloon. Even though he was no longer a lawman, George Flatt still carried his pistols, and he had the reputation of being a person who wasn't afraid to use them. Sometimes a person opens a saloon not because he wants to sell booze as much as his wanting to have access to it at cost. And George Flatt did enjoy his booze. One evening in June of 1880, Flatt was drunk. Frank Hunt was also at the saloon. Not particularly close friends, Hunt and Flatt had a few words. Seeing things getting out of hand, a couple of Flatt's friends talked Flatt into letting them take him home. Walking down the street, a shot from the dark rang out and Flatt was instantly killed. Frank Hunt was seen running from the shadows. Interestingly, Frank was never charged. Maybe it was because George Flatt's friends were concerned that with the liberal position of the courts concerning self-defense shootings, Hunt would be found innocent. Did they just forget about the shooting? You decide. 4 months later, on October 11, 1880, while Frank Hunt was sitting at a window at the Red Light Saloon, a shot was fired through the window, mortally wounding him. No one was ever brought up on charges, but if they were to be, I'm sure it would be self-defense. You've just heard another story from Old West Radio. I'm Dakota Livesay.
Listening to the radio, driving
are 100.9 FM, 590 AM, WCAB Rutherfordton.
11 minutes after 7 o'clock on this Friday morning. Unable to get a hold of the Rutherford County Sheriff's Department. They must be busy out there.
They must be working hard this morning on a Friday morning.
We're not going to bother them. We're just going to let them go about our business. And with us this morning is Lindsay. Lindsay, good morning.
Good morning.
Didn't realize that the birthday winner yesterday was her son, Willie. He got those pedophores, and I think he ate every one of them.
He is so cute as a button. He had that little pacifier in his mouth.
And she had to chase him down with that sugar rush afterwards. So, can you imagine a 2-year-old full of sugar? Oh my goodness!
I'll give anything if I could squeeze my little kids back to 2.
Lindsay will appreciate it. Hope he enjoyed those pedophores compliments of the Todd and Tracy Morning Show and Granny B's. So, thanks for participating with us this morning. What do you have for us this morning, Lindsay?
In the past 24 hours, Rutherford County 911 communications has processed 331 911 calls and administrative calls, which consisted of 54 EMS, under law enforcement, 132 Sheriff's Office, 43 Forest City, 1 Lake Lure, 32 Rutherfordton, and 36 Spindale. Under fire calls, Cliffside had a motor vehicle accident. Assisting departments, St. Mush, Lake Lure had 2 fire alarms. Assisting department was Fairfield, and Forest City had a vehicle fire. And that is all.
Lindsay, thanks so much for the report. Hope you have a good day, and we'll talk to you again another day.
Okay.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Lindsay with that report from the Rutherford County 911 Communications Center. And just a reminder that the 911 Communications Center report and the Rutherford County Sheriff's Department report, unfortunately, we didn't have that this morning, but that is being brought to you by the fine folks over at Jay's Discount Grocery.
With gas and utility prices skyrocketing, you need to save money wherever you can. Jay's Discount Grocery can help you do just that. Jay's Grocery has a fresh meat market and a produce aisle like no other. Jay's carries all household needs, including dog and cat food, cups, paper plates, drinks, famous brand names arriving daily at a fraction of the cost. You know, you just never know what you'll find at Jay's. Find out for yourself. Jay's is open Monday through Thursday, 8 to 7, Friday and Saturday, 8 to 8, closed on Sundays. Jay's Discount Grocery, 671 Oak Street in Forest City. Shop Jay's and walk out with a pocket.
13 minutes after 7 o'clock, going over to the SDO Fire District, Shiloh, Danieltown. That's with an Oakland right in the middle, or right in the end there. Is that actually is it Shiloh, Danieltown, then Oakland? I mean, is that actually the layout of the
I've never thought about that. Go Creighton. How does it go?
The SDO guru.
Yeah.
I guess. Well, I've always heard of Shiloh, Danieltown, Oakland.
Yeah.
I'll check and make sure if there's a and or.
It's not alphabetical order because it would be
DOS.
Yeah.
And DOS just don't sound. Here's a reporter from DOS.
DOS
went out a long time ago.
Yeah, DOS went out a long time ago. Disk operating system. The old Windows computers used to run on DOS.
Yes, I remember.
DOS 3.1.
I remember.
Actually, believe it or not, Windows are now still sort of DOS based, but they have GUIs, graphical user interfaces. That's what Windows is. Windows is a graphical user. Okay.
Everybody, you just went over everybody's head.
I can already tell Tracy's zoned out of that. Okay. Let me turn my geek off. Okay.
Oh,
sorry.
He saw that fly right over my head and hit the wall.
She had that deer in the headlight look, and I thought, this conversation is headed nowhere. Oh, Chad Medford checking in with us this morning. Good morning, Chad, and also Sly. There's my good buddy Sly checking in with us this morning.
Good morning, Chad and Sly.
Well, we're looking at. Let's look ahead. Well, Creighton, go ahead. Let's just.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at the weather for tomorrow because I'm plotting on Danieltown over there tomorrow.
Well, we got today is the 286th day of the year, and even if it is Friday the 13th, no need to be afraid of that. And it is National Train Your Brain Day. So if some of that DOS and other geek computer code goes over our heads, we just got to train our brain a little bit more, I reckon. Today we are being kind to Kevin Tony today. We want to wish him a happy birthday. And parents of our students down at Harris Elementary School, don't forget as you send the little ones out, that they're having their fall school pictures today. Also today over at ICC, the Carolina Colors Quilt Show will be held today and tomorrow, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Also, looking forward to our fall festival at Danieltown Baptist Church tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Don't forget, Holly Springs is having a revival. We all need revival from time to time. Got to get them fires blazing for the good Lord. They're going to be having that revival October 15th to the 18th with preacher Tom Gillum preaching at their morning worship service at 10:45, then Sunday evening service at 6, and then Monday through Wednesday, 7 p.m. nightly. Also, as we get closer to Halloween, don't forget blood drive at Habitat for Humanity at 269 West Main Street from 1 to 6. And also, I'll let our listeners know that as we get closer to Halloween, I'm working with an old high school friend of mine. She always compiles lists of churches in the whole Rutherford County area that are having trunk or treats. And so for our SDO fire district, we'll be getting those lists of the churches together and let everybody know where they can take them little ones as they want to go out and get more of the sugar rush. Kerry Toms, he reported yesterday that the Danieltown community had received 0.3 of an inch of rain. Today, our weather in the SDO fire district should be sunny to partly cloudy with a high of 77. Looking like showers this evening, becoming a steady light rain overnight with a low of 58, chance of rain 70%. And looks like, from what I'm looking at, Brother Todd, it should be kind of AM clouds and then becoming partly cloudy tomorrow afternoon. So we hope and pray that all the rain will get on out before the fall festival tomorrow. Sunrise today is at 7:32 a.m. and sunset will be 6:54. The moon is on this last waning crescent day today. And the signs today are still in the bowels, and these are still the flowering days. These are the kind of days, guys, that are perfect for fall flowers, but avoid planting veggies since this is a blooming sign, and you're not really planting veggies for the bloom. The new moon is going to come to rule tomorrow at 1:55 p.m., and so that means that we're going to be in a light moon phase. And so if you got above grounders, you want to plant those because also over the weekend, moving into the 14th and 15th, you're going to have the very fertile signs of the secrets in place. So, yeah, boy, let's start looking at what we might can plant over the fall and see what we can bring into the table as the good Lord gives us a harvest. But guys, that's about all I got to report today, and it's just a beautiful day, Todd, like you all said. It's just how anybody can look up at the sky and just say there is no God is beyond me, but I thank the good Lord for the beautiful pictures that he paints every morning and every evening.
That's right, absolutely. We'll just have to play it by ear tomorrow. You know, we'll hopefully the rain will stay away so we can have our cakewalk. We usually do that outside. That was my big concern outside because we've got a lot of electronic equipment. I'll tote along my 10 by 10 anyway, so at least we could stay in the dry.
Yeah, nothing like a soggy cake.
Yeah, well, nothing like a soggy DJ equipment and shocking the DJ behind it. That's what I'm talking about.
That's right. That's right.
All right, Craig, we appreciate your report. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you again on Monday.
Take care.
All right, guys, y'all have a blessed one.
Thanks.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Are you afraid of a black cat crossing your path? Avoid walking under ladders? Do you have irrational superstitions about riding in an airplane? Trepidation about going to the 13th floor of a building? Then you could be suffering from triskaidekaphobia, the fear of Friday the 13th. Well, get over it. Grow a pair. What are you, 7? Clinging to some false belief that something terrible is going to happen to you? It's just another day. There's nothing to worry about. Face your fears. You're going to be fine. As long as you have your lucky rabbit's foot and don't step on any cracks. And whatever you do, don't break a mirror or you will be totally screwed.
Steve Ernest with us. There's some advice for you on Friday the 13th. Get over it. You're not 7.
Get over it.
You're not 7.
Yeah.
Steve Ernest, good morning, sir.
Well, just stay away from those ladders and those cats.
That's right.
No.
Those dark cats. You know, you'll be good. It's nothing to it. Just another day on the calendar.
That's
right. Just another day in paradise.
Just another
That's it.
day.
Yeah. Hey, you got the weekend in front of you. I mean, what more could you ask for?
Exactly.
So yeah, so good times are ahead. So yeah, the Friday the 13th thing is just for people who want to be suspicious, I think.
That's right.
There you go.
That's right.
That's but otherwise, we're going to have a busy weekend. That's for sure. And we got a lot of folks out there already. They were having high stakes shows or competitions early during the day yesterday. So there certainly will be a lot going on and continue through Sunday. So, and we're also looking forward to what's coming in the future. We have the Drone Light Show, which takes place on the 28th, and well, I understand it'll be after the horse show. They'll turn on the stadium lights and be above the Jumbotron, I believe is what the plan is. So there's like 50 coordinated drones doing their thing. Can you imagine? I can't imagine trying to navigate one of those things.
I tell you what, there's a guy who, I do my Christmas lights that I sync to music. There's a guy that's named Tom George. He's like the innovator of this stuff. Last year, he had 300 drones over his house synced to music, and they were making different things. Oh, it was amazing. 400-foot display in the air.
Whoa.
Crazy.
Wow.
It was
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, he had some money tied up in that,
Oh,
didn't he?
yeah. This is one of those guys that's like, hey, I'm retired. Got plenty of money.
Yeah, had plenty of time.
He's like the Elon Musk of Christmas lights. Somebody comes up to Elon Musk and it's like, hey, you can't put a car in space with a dude in it. And he's like, watch me.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way this dude is. It's like, oh, you can't put drones in your Halloween light show. Oh, yeah, I
There you
can.
go. That would put National Lampoon to shame, wouldn't it?
I'm telling you.
Oh, now I love National Lampoon. You can't beat poor old Chevy Chase.
It's a pretty funny movie. Yeah.
It is funny.
Yeah. We watch it every year when it comes on at Christmas. But unfortunately, it comes on about 50 times.
I know it does.
I'll go back to the first time.
But out of all of them, my favorite one is Cousin Eddie.
Yeah.
You gotta love
Yeah.
Cousin Eddie.
Yeah, he's got his. He's a pretty good guy. So anyway, we're going to be busy this weekend. Come out and see us because we got Oyster Roast tonight with some live entertainment with the River Reedy Band. They're one of the feature entertainers at the Bluegrass Festival. So that's tonight, and no parking fees. Just come on out and enjoy the entertainment.
Good.
All right, Steve. Sounds good, man. We appreciate it. Hope you have a good day. Have a good weekend. We'll catch you on
Thanks
Monday.
to you.
Thanks.
There you go.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Steve with us from the Equestrian Center. Going to check in with him, see what's going on up that way. We'll move around the county next. When you need to rent a piece of large equipment like a skid steer, a pickup truck, a passenger van, a cargo van, a box truck, a car trailer, enclosed trailer, or other various trailers, whatever size your hauling need is, call Rent-A-Heap Rentals today at 828-443-3833. They offer discounts for seniors, military, veterans, and public service. The hours are Monday through Friday, 8 until 5, Saturday and Sunday, 8 until 3. Remember, you pay for what you get, so it's always important to know what business you're dealing with. Rent-A-Heap Rentals is a locally owned family business right here in Rutherford County. They're located on Highway 64 at the corner of Hudlow Road in Rutherfordton. That's Rent-A-Heap Rentals. Go see them today.
Jim, have you seen Henson Building Materials' newly remodeled showroom? It's gorgeous.
You mean where they have a full line of hardware and building materials for homeowners and home builders?
I mean where Jamie, Terry, and Tony, their friendly staff, treat me like family. Oh, they're so nice.
Hey, are they taking COVID precautions and have curbside service?
Of course. They're so thoughtful.
I do need some materials, but I don't think they'll fit in our car.
Oh, silly. They have professional delivery so we can get whatever I want.
Henson Building Materials, 177 Duke Street in Forest City.
Building starts here.
No need to stop for directions. I know exactly where I'm going. Yeah, I know I called Steve before I called Chris, but Chris was busy.
That's right.
He
Yeah.
texted me and said he was busy. He'd need about 5 minutes. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it. Chris, good morning, sir. How are you?
Foot when he said that.
Good morning. How are y'all doing?
Chris,
Doing
might have been
good.
busy. We don't know that.
I'm
Chris,
close to it.
see there, he was busy. Guys got to stick together.
There you go.
That's right. Chris, what do you got for us this morning?
Well, Fluor and Fairfield ran 2 fire alarms. Bills Creek's on their way to a fire alarm in their district right now as we speak. We're gearing up to do fire prevention with Bills Creek, Chimney Rock, Fairfield Fire Departments, Lake Lure today at the school. So we're going to have a good time with that. Do some fire prevention. And I say if y'all named Robbie Samuels the perfect name yesterday, Sir Robbie of Rutherford County. That fits him well. So that's it on the call report for me.
All right, Chris, we appreciate it, and then we'll get a hold of Sir Robbie in just a few moments. And
all righty.
We'll talk to you again on Monday. Have a good weekend.
Y'all have a great weekend.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Chris Melton with that report from the Chimney Rock Lake Lure Fire District. Let us know what's happening up in the upper part of the county. That's what I call it anyway. We're going to check in with DeVern Upton. We'll do that next.
Don't let the pest bug you when Hutchins Pest Control is as close as a phone call. Honest, dependable, professional, and on-time service is the reason they continue to be voted best in pest control. Licensed in North and South Carolina and fully insured and bonded. Free estimates when you call Hutchins Pest Control, and you can be sure that job is going to be done right. That's Hutchins Pest Control. Call them today at 287-5171, and they'll be right there.
DeVern Upton with us this morning from the Ballstick Fire District. DeVern, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great, and hope you both are.
Oh, doing good.
Doing wonderful. Good old Friday. Rolled around again.
One more time.
That's
yeah,
right.
Another time.
DeVern, you do the same. We'll talk to you again tomorrow. Or Monday, I'm sorry.
Yeah, take care.
Bye-bye. Monday, that's right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
DeVern Upton with a report from the Ballstick Fire District. Johnny Prescott checking in this morning on the YouTube.
Good morning. Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
That's right. Covers everything we got. If you've not stopped by Scrappy's Food and Fuel convenience store, well, folks, you need to. You need to go down to Highway 221 South outside of Forest City, go past Chase High School, go past Floyd's Creek Baptist Church, and they're right down there on the right. They've got some of the most delicious food anywhere around, from breakfast biscuits to lunch. They've got those all-beef hot dog baskets, hand-breaded chicken tenders, cheeseburgers, hamburgers. They've got healthy salads if you want to watch your girlish figure like me. You won't be disappointed. You giggled at me. Clean, spacious store with friendly staff. Stop in and meet Scott and Colleen. Caffeine is Cafe is open Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. until 2 p.m. And the store is open Monday through Friday, Saturday, 7 to 9, and Sunday, 8 to 8. They've also got the U-Haul rentals that are available. Call-ins are always welcome at 828-229-3313. Scrappy's Food and Fuel, everything you need in one place. Speaking of one place, the one place we're going to go is Mount Vernon, because that is the place it's happening. Believe it or not, it's all happening in
Sir Robbie.
Mount Vernon. Sir Robert of the Vale.
Yep. Good morning.
Where were you born and raised?
Do what you say?
Where were you born and raised?
Right here.
In
Right.
Mount Vernon.
Right
in Mount Vernon.
So
yep.
you are Lord Robbie of the Vernon.
That's right.
Don't even sound
Lord
right.
Robbie of Mount Vernon. That's kind of
that's
sound
right.
like Mr. Howell.
Yeah. Lovey.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. I only moved off of Hudlow Road for just a little while, part of my life, but I come right back some. I'm about like Uncle Bob. I didn't go too far. I
Just
stayed
couldn't
fairly
stand
close.
it, could you?
Now, do you live?
No.
Do you live close to Bob?
I live right across the road from him.
Really? Well.
Yep.
Well.
Yeah. Well, and the sad part is I don't get to see them like I should, but everybody stays so busy anymore. You
Yep.
just toot the horn, wave, and keep going. It shouldn't be that way, but
I know
it just happens.
Usually you don't see people live right beside of you. You have to go to Walmart to see everybody.
That's the truth. I mean, I live close to Mom and Daddy and my other brother as well, and I just don't see them that often.
Yep.
It's kind of funny how that works.
We were
You
talking
think you
about it
live close to
earlier.
somebody, you see them.
That's right.
It's just time. There's not enough time
Sometimes
in
I
the day.
think you see each other more when you live far away and have to have a
Yeah.
reason to go.
That's right. And you're right about the time. It's, goodness gracious, it's like you blink and it's another day's gone by.
know.
But there's certain parts of the day it seems like time just stops, and it's all time when you're at work. That's when time stops.
That's it.
It don't never stop at
Yeah,
home. It
that's
seems
it.
like.
That's exactly right. You go home and breathe one good time. It's turn around and come back again.
I told Karen this morning that I was leaving. I said, well, I'm going to go to work, and I'll come back for a minute this afternoon because from Friday till Monday morning it seems like about 3 minutes.
It does, don't it? I agree.
That's exactly
I
right.
start dreading Sunday afternoon.
It's like,
I start thinking, God, I can't believe it's Sunday already, afternoon.
Goodness gracious.
Already Sunday. I know, it's amazing. But
It's awful that we're like that, ain't it? That we
it
dread
is,
it.
But we're thankful. It's just,
Yeah.
you know, it's just you like your time too. But if you had 3 days off, you'd still dread Monday.
You know,
or
that
vice
is exactly
versa, you
right.
know.
If we had Monday off, we'd just dread Tuesday.
That's right.
Tuesday
right,
just step
absolutely.
up and be Monday, so
Absolutely.
we're never going to get away from it. We might as well get over it. Ain't that what
Exactly right.
that's what your person said over there a while ago? Said, get over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get over it. You're not 7.
Get over it. You're not
Right.
7.
Robbie, what's going on this morning in Mount Vernon?
Well, we got a birthday to Renee Samuel. It's her birthday today, so hopefully she has a good day today. It's Friday the 13th, which I'm not superstitious anyway. That stuff's never bothered me anyway. I don't care. You hand me a pocket knife, I'll still close it for you. It don't matter. But
I can walk
it's
under
gonna be a
ladders.
good
I
day
don't
for
care.
everybody.
I've never heard of
Yeah.
that one. Wait a minute. What? Let's back up. Close a pocket knife?
Yeah, if somebody opens a pocket knife and gives it to you, you're not technically, if you're superstitious, supposed to shut the knife and give it back to them. You're supposed to give it back to them open.
Yep, gotta
I
get it
have
back to 'em
never
open.
heard of that. Wow.
Oh yeah, and if a lot of folks, if I open it, they're not going to close it. That's for sure. They'll lay it down. Tim Lovelace was bad for that. I don't know if y'all know Tim or not, but we used to mess with him a good bit. We'd open up his pocket knives and lay them down, and he wouldn't carry his knife for 3 or 4 days until we closed that knife for him. He wouldn't touch it.
Oh,
good,
gosh.
Good stuff. Good jokes. But as far as everything else in the community, we're kind of moving right along. There's nothing going on here in Mount Vernon. Or in Rutherford this weekend, everybody's still kind of resting and enjoying. Glad that we had a meeting yesterday about the festival, so hopefully everything will be going with that next year. And there was something else I was going to tell you, and Lord, it just slipped my mind. I don't remember what it was now. Oh, I know what it was. Oh, talking about Chris Mountain, he came down the mountain yesterday. You believe he found his way to the foot of that mountain?
Well, I mean, all you got to
Really?
do is start rolling. He'll eventually get to the bottom of the mountain, so he'll be there.
Oh.
He did, and he went and got him some of the Lord's chicken just to take it right back up there to him so they have something good to eat.
Well, you know, Lake
today.
Lure don't get the Lord's
That's
chicken
right.
like we do down here in the foothills.
No, they don't.
They need one up on the mountain, don't they?
That's exactly right. But I tell you what, some of the best chicken you'll ever eat in this county is at the drop-in store. Now,
Yeah,
you want
buddy.
good
Oh, I'm
chicken,
telling you. That Major Lee's chicken.
That
oh,
is
that's
so
good stuff.
true. That is so
Man.
good. That and
I'm
one of those good
telling you.
old fresh rolls. Oh, it's so
Oh,
good.
yeah. Them good tater wedges.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Lord. Well, I
I'm
won't be able
hungry. I
to
know
eat
what
that
I'm-
for lunch today, but
I know
I'd
what
love
I'm
to.
having for lunch now.
Well, I can get you 2 drumsticks and a roll. That's what you need to do. But other than that, that's all we got going on for this nice, fine Friday. And look, like I said, I always look forward to listening to little George Jones. So
Oh, yeah.
glad y'all are doing that.
Yeah.
But
Love for him to roll around.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I just wished I had that $100 smoking in my billfold like he did. It'd be nice, wouldn't it?
It would.
Well, that's all I got for you today, though, but I hope y'all have a good rest of y'all's day and enjoy it.
All right, sounds good, Robbie. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Or Monday.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Robbie Samuel with that report from Mount Vernon. We're going to move over to Sue Price next.
It's the store folks in Western North Carolina depend on. Farmer's Friend Feed, Seed, and Supply. It's like a superstore. Deer corn, $11.05 for 50 pounds. Cob corn, $10. They have plenty of deer plant supplies. Check on the lower prices on propane, $12.99 for a 20-pound tank. Mulch, gravel, rocks, and supplies for beautiful landscaping. That's available at Farmer's Friend Feed, Seed, and Supply at lower prices. Open Monday through Saturday. If you want a feed and seed store that carries so much more, including new and used farm equipment, then come on over to Farmer's Friend Feed, Seed, and Supply, 188 Whiteside Road, Rutherfordton.
Going to the Sunshine Cherry Mountain Fire District,
morning.
and Sue Price with us this morning. Sue, good morning. How in the world are you?
I'm doing good. Hope you are. Just another good Friday morning.
Johnny Prescott checking in with us on the YouTube. She said her pawpaw would not go out another door. He had to go in the door that he had to go out the door he came in. He was very superstitious about that. I've never heard that either.
Oh, I have.
Lou was talking about her grandfather. If somebody gave him a knife or a set of knives, he would give them a coin, because if he didn't, it would sever their friendship. That was a superstition he believed. I don't know about none of that stuff. I don't know.
I don't know. Some people are funny.
That's right. See what you got for us.
Well, I hadn't got much this morning. I got one birthday, and it's on, let's see, Fairview Baptist Church calendar for Travis Van Dyke. So I hope Travis will have a good day. And we hope anybody that's celebrating a birthday or anniversary will have a real good day on their special day and enjoy it. And in my announcements, the Big Springs Baptist Church annual Brotherhood Fish Fry will be Saturday night at 4 to 7 p.m., and it's for donations only, and the proceeds will go to the Brotherhood Local Benevolence Fund. So come on out to Big Springs Church and have a good fish fry supper. And as far as I know, that's the only announcement I have. It's just quiet and calm over here, looking for a good day and a good weekend, and I hope y'all will have one.
Thanks so much, Sue. You do the same. We'll talk to you again on Monday.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Sue Price with that report from the Sunshine Cherry Mountain Fire District. We're going to check in with Tina White up in Shingle Hollow after this.
Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood, because we're headquartered in North Carolina with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, and independent licensed.
Atlanta Braves baseball has officially ended here at WCAB. They were defeated last night by the Philadelphia Phillies 3-1. So that's 3 games that they were beat in. It was best of 4 maybe, or 5, something. But, yeah, they're done. Braves, they had a good run, got a good season, but unfortunately came up short in the divisional playoffs last night, losing to the Philadelphia Phillies. Not definitely losing anything. Tina is wide awake this morning.
Tina,
good morning.
Good morning, Tina.
Good morning. I am wide awake this morning. My household was upset last night about the Braves. They did have a good run, like you said, and I was listening to the superstitions, and my mother is still superstitious to this day. Like you said, you don't give knives to anybody without them giving you at least a quarter, because it'll cut your love in two. You don't accept a plant from anyone. You don't say thank you for a plant if somebody gives you a plant, because it won't grow. It'll die if you say thank you.
Well, that's what's happened on mine then.
You cannot run with one shoe on or one shoe off. I did that when I was a child. I got excited about the Wizard of Oz was coming on, and I ran with one shoe on, one shoe off, and I got a whipping. Times have changed. She
I
is
could
not
think
that
of
superstitious now, but yes.
Tracy.
You definitely don't. If you go visit somebody and you go in one door, you go back out that door. You don't go out the back door. You can't wear two hats. There's so many superstitions that my mother had and still has some, but not quite as bad. But up here in Shingle Hollow, there are no superstitions at our White House. We only believe in Christ, no superstitions. And let's see what kind of birthdays we've got today. It is my mother-in-law and her sister's birthday. They're twins, Faye White and Kay Lawing. And then I have Mickey Moore having a birthday, too. So happy birthday to all these ladies. The fire department had one medical call in the past 24 hours. And tonight is the last night for the tent revival going on at Shingle Hollow Fire Department. It's the youth tent revival. There's been some salvations and some great worship going on, so come on out this evening to Shingle Hollow Fire Department at their tent revival. Tomorrow at Maple Creek Baptist Church, they're having their annual barbecue from 4 to 7 p.m. They invite everyone. And then on Monday, 7 o'clock, Shingle Hollow Fire Department is having a meeting at the White House Community Center. They're going to discuss ways to decrease property tax and property insurance and homeowners insurance. And we have an upcoming trunk or treat at Piney Knob Baptist Church from 3 to 5 p.m. on the 29th. And then 31st, Halloween, Shingle Hollow Fire Department will be doing trick-or-treating from 5 to 8. They plan on having lots of candy. So bring the kiddos to those, and that's all I've got this morning, I think.
All right, Tina, hope you have a good day. Have a good weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday.
Take care.
Y'all don't take any wooden nickels, and have a great weekend.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Tina White with that report from the Shingle Hollow Fire. Tracy, the reason your plants, it's not because you think them, it's because you got to water them.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true, too.
I mean.
But, I've got to where I'm really good. I've got this one that I've had in here for a long time. It's living.
Yeah.
I've got to where I talk to them a little bit.
There for a while, if Tracy's office was where plants go to die.
I remember, don't you remember when Butch used to bring one in? You'd go, why are you bringing that in for her to kill it? No, that wasn't what you said. I said,
Butch sent that plant to death. A slow one, I might add. People always said my grandma actually could root a popsicle stick. That's how good she was. That woman could plant anything and get it to grow.
Some people can do that.
And she loved being out in her flowers, out in her gardens, and she always had. Now here's something funny. I look back through the holiday pictures that my mom was a picture taker.
Right.
Here's pictures of over at my grandma's house. She'd take one with the family, but most of them, you know what she was posing with?
What?
Her flowers.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Hey, let's get a family photo. No, take a picture of me and my roses.
I remember this. My mama used to take pictures when we go on vacation. She'd always cut our heads off.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't know how she always managed to do that.
16 minutes, 40 hours, 7 o'clock. Let's go check on Brenda Kelly, shall we?
Start your day at the drop-in food store nearest you. How about a hot sausage biscuit only $1.99? Drop-in food stores are always finding ways to help our customers for the past 42 years. Drop-in Food Store is your hometown convenience store since 1981. Come on, drop in.
Brenda Kelly with us from the Union Mills Fire District. Kevin reporting sandy level is critical today in Sandy Mush. The sand level is critical. However, more sand is expected over the weekend, so the mush should produce plenty of sand by Monday. So good to hear that. Thanks so much, Kevin, for that report. Live from Sandy Mush this morning. Brenda, good morning.
How are y'all doing today?
Doing pretty good.
That's good. On this Friday the 13th.
It is finally Friday, friends.
That's right.
Are you superstitious?
No. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. It don't matter what.
That's exactly right. I'm the same way.
I had an uncle, if a black cat crossed him in front of him and he was driving, he'd turn around and go 5 miles out of the way to going to where that cat crossed the road. I thought they're great forever.
I had a guy that I worked with at Town of Forest City. I'd ride around with him in the limb truck. We would collect limbs and trash and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If a black cat crossed in front of him on the windshield, he'd draw an X. And
yeah, I've seen people do that.
Days when I was out and you could see the many X's on the window that was never washed off.
Oh, my goodness.
It was crazy.
Oh, gosh.
But it is what it is. It's just another day. We have to have the 13th the same as we have the 12th and the 14th.
That's exactly right, Brenda.
Gotta have it. But we hope everybody's having a good day. I've got 48 degrees on the front porch. And then ways of announcements on, I started to say December. Goodness gracious, that'll come fast enough. October the 24th at the Union Mills Community House, they're going to have a covered dish lunch. It starts at 12 noon, and then the meeting will follow, and everyone's invited to come, bring a covered dish, and join in. And where is Maple Creek Church? Tina she says Maple Creek Barbecue. Is that supposed to be Mountain Creek?
That's a good question. I think Todd's going to look it up. Yeah, but Lou hollered and said it was Mountain Creek.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She's been saying Maple Creek, and I thought, where's Maple Creek?
Yeah, that's right. Never heard of Maple Creek.
About that one.
Yeah, but she said it was Mountain Creek.
Okay, so everybody, that's Mountain Creek, not Maple Creek.
Yeah, Mountain Creek.
And then come join us for a happy Halloween haunted night, Union Mills Community House, indoor trick-or-treat, and hot dog meal. 2 hot dogs, chips, and drink is $4. 1 hot dog, chip, and drink is $2. They need volunteers to set up your haunted table, treat the ghosts and goblins, and then they'll have Christmas raffle tickets for sale there that night, and it starts at 5 p.m. and goes to 7 p.m., and it's sponsored by the Union Mills Community Development Club and the Union Mills Learning Center. Then we got Trunk or Treat, Far City Church of the Nazarene, 728 Hardin Road, church parking lot, Saturday, October the 28th, starts at 5 p.m. They're going to have s'mores and hot chocolate at the fire pit. And so far, that's all I got going on that I know of. So we busy up here.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Brenda, have a good weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday.
Catch you later.
Take care.
Okay.
Brenda Kelly live with that report from the Union Mills Fire District. Folks, let me tell you about Tony's Produce Market. Fall is here, and so are the pumpkins and those big, beautiful mums, apples, gourds, fall wreaths, and Tony still has lots of those vegetables to choose from. He's got squash, green beans, corn on the cob, zucchini, cucumbers, purple onions, sweet potato, russet potatoes, green and red bell peppers, muscadines, tomatoes, and much, much more. For the sweet tooth, got those delicious homemade cakes, pies, and cookies. Tony's is your one-stop produce shop, North Washington Street in Rutherford. Also got the corn stalks. Like I said, he's got a big, beautiful display of pumpkins out there, chow-chow, pink pineapples, all kinds of apples, and also Christmas candies. Bonbons, chocolate-covered peanuts, and orange slices are in. Also fruit cakes.
Yeah.
Look for the crowd. That's where you'll find Tony's. Tell them Todd and Tracy sent you. 287-9495. What you got?
Well, I was just looking on his Facebook, and right now he does have Christmas wreaths and garland in, and Christmas. Let's see, we got in Christmas trees, all kinds of Christmas goodies.
Christmas tree. Whoa! Sure, you're not looking at the old post?
No. Yeah, that's all one. Now, why would that be on that
10 minutes
front?
before the hour of 8 o'clock. Let's go down to Luther and talk with him in Ellenborough after this.
Your car's best friend can be RS Speedy Lube Service Center. That's because RS Speedy Lube Service Center and Car Wash can keep your car or truck running clean with a regular oil change. They check the fluids and vacuum out the car and have you on your way in no time. Go next door for a radiator or transmission flush. Brakes, exhaust, CV joints, and service for big trucks and campers also available. Pull next door to the RS Speedy Automatic Car Wash and make your car happy with a clean, all under and all over car wash. It's all at RS Service Center and Car Wash on Railroad Avenue in Rutherford-Ton.
It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide a daycare service for an aging parent or a loved one. You can always depend on Rutherford Life Services for a safe facility that offers medical monitoring, nutritional meals, fun activities, and is a loving environment. Rutherford Life is licensed by the State of North Carolina Division of Aging. They will be glad to answer any questions you may have. Call them at 288-1697. Rutherford Life Services offers a trained staff of professionals who you can entrust your loved one to. Rutherford Life Services is located at 230 Fairground Road in Spindale.
Going to Luther Gillikin this morning down in Ellenborough, drinking coffee, watching cars go by. Sounds like he's got it made down that way.
I do have it made. Life is good. But it's quiet here this morning, not a whole lot going on. The fire department only had one medical call yesterday. So they spent the day out in the schoolhouse with the little kiddies out there in the smokehouse. And they're going back today, so they're looking for a good time. And nothing else going on. You have a great day up there, and I'll talk to you next week.
All right, we'll see you then, Luther. Thanks.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Folks, Granny Bees, they are our official birthday sponsor for the morning. Birthday? Let me tell you about Granny Bees, if I can find the paper here. They've got those delicious donuts. They've got those Long Johns, the orange twist, the cream-filled donuts, original glazed donut. You think as much as I do this, I know it by heart.
I know.
Or for lunch, you can stop in and order a fresh salad or a delicious Granny Bees sub sandwich. Granny Bees does beautiful cakes for showers, weddings, birthdays, or any occasion you need a cake, or if you'd rather have those delicious petitfours instead, you can get those as well. Granny Bees hours are Tuesday through Friday, 9 until 7, Saturday, 9 until 6. Call them at 286-9012, located at 322 West Main Street in Spindale. If you're celebrating a birthday or anniversary, give me a call, 287-3356. We'll have a party in your honor and give away a box of those delicious petitfours.
It's a family tradition, caring for your family at a time of sorrow and need. Crow's Mortuary and Cremation Services, owned and operated by the Crow family, has been a part of our community for over 65 years. They've been recognized for the highest level of professional service. Crow's pinpoints every service detail to ensure your family has the best service possible. Any questions, call the staff at Crow's 286-2304. They'll be happy to speak with you about pre-funeral needs as well. Crow's Mortuary and Cremation Services, 118 College Avenue, Rutherford, or visit them at www.crowmortuary.com.
Nobody gets a better deal than the customers at Sisk Family Ford. They have a proven record of the best deals. Sisk Family Ford, Rutherford County's only locally owned new car dealer, has recently been recognized as the #1 Ford dealer in customer satisfaction in the Southeast. That speaks well of their commitment to serve their customers well. Rutherford County's only locally owned new car dealership. That's Sisk Family Ford, Oak Street, Forest City.
Happy birthday today to happy anniversary, I should say, to Greg and Brandy Short, their 5th anniversary. Also celebrating a birthday today, Emily Owen. She's 8 years old. Oh,
yes,
that's Tracy's granddaughter.
That's my
She's
little
such a
granddaughter.
We got to meet her.
Well,
at
her
the
birthday is actually Sunday, but
Well,
since
that's
we're not
okay.
going to be here
party
tomorrow,
all weekend. Let's go ahead
Yes.
and Mike Jones, 63 today. He works over at Trelleborg. Birthdays and events throughout history. In 1769, a man by the name of Horace H. Hayden was born. Now, why did I write that down of all things?
He's got to be related to Tom.
Probably. Well, first American licensed dentist.
Oh.
Tom was his first customer. 1941, Paul Simon was born. 1946, you remember this guy, Damon Wilson?
Oh, that name sounds so familiar.
Sanford and Son. He was the son on Sanford and Son.
Yeah, he made a preacher.
He did. He did.
Yes.
1946, singer Lacey J. Dalton was born. 1947, rocker Sammy Hagar was born. In 1959, oh, one of my childhood sweethearts, Marie Osmond was born.
Oh, yeah.
In 1775, the first U.S. Navy is formed when the Continental Congress orders construction of a naval fleet. So this is the Navy's birthday. 1792, now here's an interesting fact.
Okay.
In 1792 was the first publication of the Old Farmer's Almanac.
1790.
That has been around
Whoa.
for 200 and some odd
Wow.
years.
That is amazing.
Almost 230 years.
Yes, it is. That is amazing.
And in 1903, the first baseball World Series was held. Like I said, this is the Navy's birthday. This is National Yorkshire Pudding Day and National No Bra Day. National No Bra Day.
Oh, well, there you go.
I didn't wear mine, so
Ready,
we're good to
girls?
go.
Yes, right. We can have a
We
Yorkshire
can't
pudding with
have
no
any
bra.
Yorkshire pudding. We've got to have our feast first. Here we go. It's Fondly Friday, friends.
We ain't one at a time in here. We're mass communication.
Are you ready? I said, are you
What? No way.
I've got $100 smoking in my billfold. I know I ought to save it, but it's burning a hole. Right through my pocket and into my skin. Come Monday morning, I'll be broke again. What? It's finally Friday, I'm free again. I got my motor running for a wild weekend. It's finally Friday, I'm out of control. Forget the working blues and make a good time roll. Friday rocks! I got a little sugar baby down the road. She's sitting on a radio and rocking on gold. We'll dance up a storm and later on tonight we'll be working on doing all the wrong things right. It's Friday It's finally Friday, I'm out of control. Forget the working blues and make a good time roll.
Yep. I said it before and I'll say it again. Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Come on in, boys. The water is fine. Monday I'll be hurting with my head in a vice. Tuesday I'll be wondering if I'll ever survive. Wednesday and a Thursday I'll be slowly tuning in. Friday I'll be revving up my motor again. What? Friday I'm free again. I got my motor running for a wild weekend. It's finally Friday, I'm out of control. Forget the working blues and let the good times roll. Finally Friday. It's finally Friday. Forget the working blues and let the good times roll.
It doesn't really matter. I don't like my job, and I don't think I'm going to go anymore.
Folks, the winner of our Pettifours this morning is Mike Jones, 63 years old, from works over at Trailer Borks. And Mike, go by and enjoy those Pettifours. Compliments of WCAB and Granny Bees. Folks, it's been great being here with on this Friday. Always have lots of fun on Fridays especially.
Oh,
but
yeah.
all through the week we try to have a little bit of fun and get you informed as well as entertained. So we're going to step aside, make way for Lou Gillum in the Blue Room, and she's got Beth Helton with Real Estate Insights coming up in just a few moments. Folks, as we say here, Tracy, you know it.
Be good to each other, and it will all come back around to you.
We promise. Have a great, great Friday.
WCAB. Hey, this is Cameron coming to you from the WCAB Weather Room with your weather forecast. Today's going to be mostly sunny with highs near 75. It's going to be mostly cloudy overnight with showers likely with lows around 60. For Saturday, you can expect partly cloudy conditions with scattered showers with highs near 75. It's going to be mostly clear overnight with lows around 55. For Sunday, it's going to be partly cloudy with highs near 70. It's going to be partly cloudy overnight with lows around 45. And that was your weather forecast here on 100.9 FM, 590 AM, WCAB, Rutherford 10.
And right now, 52 degrees, and we got a few clouds hanging around, but we're going to have beautiful sunny skies. Tracy and I are going to be broadcasting live from Isothermal Community College from the gym at the Carolina Colors Quilt Show. And we'll be there from 10 until noon, so come by and see us. We'll have T-shirts and coffee mugs and a few other things to give away this morning, so come join us at Isothermal Community College. On Fridays, it's always a joy to have this lady in, and I've missed not seeing her the 2 months I took my
extended vacation. Whatever you want to call it. Beth Helton in the blue room this morning. Good morning, Beth.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good.
We talk real estate.
We do.
And about anybody we can think about.
I have a song today. I don't have a joke, so I have a song.
Okay.
If I can sing it. And I won't quit my day job, I promise. Happy fall to you. The leaves are falling down. Happy fall to you. They're covering the ground. You use your blower and your rake to clean them. Tomorrow you see so much more of them. Happy fall to you. Leaves are falling down.
Hey, not bad.
Is that good? Is that good?
Really good.
It just popped into my head yesterday.
Hey,
a lot of stuff pops into my head.
You're a good songwriter.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay, good. You want to stick to real estate?
I want to stick to real estate.
Go right ahead.
I like real estate. Well, lately what's been going on is we've had this, the National Association of Realtors has been in the news because there was a lawsuit in Missouri or somewhere. And basically, they're saying that the Realtor Association is doing antitrust or whatever it is. Basically, they're saying about our commissions are not transparent or whatever. Well, they're extremely transparent. What the National Association of Realtors does...
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
What was the lawsuit about?
About commissions, basically, that the NAR is not being...
clear about what you're supposed to be getting?
Well, but they've got, like, we don't let for sale by owner people be in the MLS because that's a realtor, not realtor, thing. Because you have to, in order to put stuff in the MLS, you have to be a realtor. Mm-hmm. And so the MLS is the contract between realtor brokerages that we will pay you. If you show this house, we will pay you a certain percentage. And that is the contract between realtors. And so what some people are saying is that a buyer's agent needs to get their part of the broker fee from their client, the buyer. So what people aren't understanding is when the seller lists their house, that broker fee is included in the price of your house. When I do a comparative analysis, I don't say, okay, this house sold for $200,000. Let's see, what did that commission? What was that thing? Okay, so the buyer got 3% of this one, or 2.5% of this one, or 4% of this one. I don't figure out what that figure is and deduct it from what that sales price is. That's included in the sales price. So basically, what's happening is, if they wanted the buyer's agent to pay the buyer's broker fee, buyers can't come up with that kind of money because, and lenders aren't going to let you roll that into a loan because it's not part of the transaction. So when we do a listing agreement, one of the lines in the listing agreement is that we do, this is the compensation you're going to pay us, and it can be whatever the brokerage company says. Everybody can be different. It says you will pay us a certain percentage, and then we cooperate with other brokers by giving them half of it, basically. And so that's in the listing agreement, and so that's built into the sales price. So when a buyer comes and they give you the sales price, they're giving you basically the money for you to pay your bill to the broker fee.
Okay, if you're my realtor and say, Brent Washburn, I'll just use Brent because he's the only other person I can think of right off the top of my head. You're mine and Brent has this other house, and I buy the house that Brent has. You both will get money. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah, because he gets part. He gets the seller, the seller is the one that says yes, I will give you a certain percentage. So let's throw out 6 or 7%. Let's say 6%. So if the seller says I'll give you 6%, within the listing agreement it says that I as the selling agent, we do cooperate with other brokerages, and I will give whoever brings the buyer, a ready, willing, and able buyer, 3% of this 6% that you're going to pay me. Okay. Now, if the listing agent, the seller's agent, brings the buyer as well as the seller, then that company gets the whole broker fee. And sometimes brokers will say, okay, instead of 6%, I'll do 5 or whatever. And so the NAR, because I think what they're trying to do too is, the National Association of Realtors is, it provides the realtors with forms. It provides us with a legal hotline if we have questions in a transaction that we probably need to have a question answered by an attorney. We can call the legal hotline. We have a tech hotline that can help us if we're having software issues with whatever. And they also provide us discounts on computers and things like that. They basically are helping us to do our job. We also have a state association, the North Carolina Realtors. They also fight for people on our state government level. Yes, we have lobbyists. That's you want a lobbyist in DC to help you keep your interest, your mortgage interest, as a deduction on your taxes. This is the thing that kills me about politics. The people that make the rules don't play the game. You know? So you're sitting up here in D.C. or in Raleigh, and maybe you haven't bought a house in a while. Maybe you don't understand what's going on in real estate, and yet you're trying to say, "Oh yeah, well let's do this and let's do that and let's do the other thing." It's like, no, just stop a minute, and why don't you ask people that actually do this stuff? And so we have on a federal level, NAR goes and fights for the realtors and real estate in general, because if you think about it, real estate. If you buy a house, you're giving money to the seller, so that's getting money in their pocket. Let's build a house, okay? So we've got to buy the land. We have to pay somebody to clear it. We have to pay somebody to dig a foundation, pay somebody to come up with the plans, and it can be a contractor, but that contractor has got to have somebody to come up with the plans. We have to have a framer, we have to have a brick mason, we have to have an electrician, we have to have a roofer, we have to have a plumber, we have to have gutter people, we have to have landscapers. All of those people are just involved in real estate. If real estate, as real estate goes, so goes the economy. So if real estate goes away and becomes more difficult and people stop buying and selling, are we going to have a Lowe's store anymore? Because you need refrigerators, you need appliances, you need carpet, you need flooring. You need face plates for switches. I mean, real estate, we encompass so much stuff. And so real estate is very much alive and well. Right now things are on the market a little bit longer. Prices are coming down a little bit. It's kind of softening a little bit. So if you've been on the fence about whether to sell or not, you kind of missed the boat of the COVID seller's market. We're still in a seller's market because we don't have enough inventory on the market for the people that are looking. I've got a guy right now, he's looking for something, maybe just a couple acres, and make it feel like some privacy. One level house, maybe with a basement. He doesn't mind a gated community, but right now, what I know that they're looking for is not out there, and you're looking every day for stuff. I've got a guy that wants something that's about 2,000 square feet with possibly 2 living areas, because they're going to have people coming in from out of town from time to time, so they need space to move around and breathe. And so you've got people looking, but it's just not out there yet, and so. For that reason, we're still in a seller's market. But the commission thing, people always say, "Oh, you guys make so much money. I wish you could follow me around today." Because if I'm going to show you a house, let me tell you what you're going to get. You're going to get some reading material. I'm going to give you the MLS sheet, which is the multiple listing service. It's a sheet. That sheet tells you the price. It's active. It gives you the deed book and page number, tells you the square footage, tells you what the foundation is, if it's crawl space or a slab. It gives you basically an overview of the house. I'm going to pull a copy of the deed. I'm going to read that deed, because if in that deed it says something about an easement, I need to find where that easement is. Is it a right-of-way for the power company? That's not a big deal. If it's a shared driveway, okay, do we have a road maintenance agreement in place? because a lender's going to want that. So I'm going to look for that. I'm going to pull the property card. That is the card that actually is on, when you go to the GIS and you pull up a piece of property and you click on the property information, that's the property card. It tells you square footage, which is not always accurate. I'm going to pull that. I'm going to give you an aerial shot of the property so you can see what's around it. If you see these long things that have shiny tops, those are chicken houses. Case Farms is alive and well. Yeah, yeah, yippee skippy. Not a fan. You see, sometimes if people do it right, you're not going to have the chicken house smell like some people do, because it can be really bad. Trust me, I live near one, like right on top of my ridge, but fortunately we have only smelled it like twice a year, and we haven't smelled it a lot lately. Maybe my nose just isn't working, but I'm like, thank you, Lord. So you're going to get the aerial view, you're going to get the tax bill, so you can see what the tax bill is. This year I'm giving you the 2023 tax bill and the 2022 tax bill, so you can actually see what our reassessment did for this property. I'm going to give you, let's see, all the documents that should be attached, the disclosures, the mineral oil and gas rights disclosure, the lead-based paint. The mineral oil and gas rights thing, Lake Adger does not have their mineral oil and gas rights. If you buy a house in Lake Adger, unless they've changed that, the people that bought Lake Adger, the property of Lake Adger, they were out of Champion in Texas. Well, when they sold it, they retained the mineral oil and gas rights. So if you buy a house in Lake Adger, you don't own the dirt underneath your house and everything that's in it. You own the dirt above it and up to the sky. So that's the big thing with mineral oil and gas rights, because of fracking. It's not just about gold or oil. It's about different minerals that are in the ground that they may come and get out of the ground. So you really want, this is North Carolina, this ain't Texas. So the judge on the eastern part of the state, he actually had, I think it was D.R. Horton that built a development out there. And just Texas, this is not a big deal to Texas. But, so this guy bought, he was selling a house and buying a house. And he's like, I see there's no mineral oil and gas rights in here. And so the judge made them give back all the mineral oil and gas rights to those folks. Lake Adger people don't seem to mind that they don't have theirs. So I don't think people really understand what that means. I showed a house up there, beautiful house, and when I told the guy, you don't have your mineral oil and gas rights, he's like, I'm not buying up here. It just kind of depends. If they're going to do any fracking, then yeah, if they go up there, then you may or may not be affected. But they're just holding their rights just to make sure.
So they can go under your house anytime they want to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, they try to do it inobtrusively, but still, to me, it's the thought behind the thing. Yeah. I want to own the dirt and everything that's in it underneath my house all the way to the sky. So you're going to get everything that I can possibly find about your house with a nice little binder clip on the top, because you need to know what you're buying. And if it's a mobile home, is this the first and the only place it's listed or it's lived? Because if a mobile home has been moved from the company you bought it from to this location, and then it's been moved from this location to its current location, you can't get an FHA loan on it. You can't get a USDA loan on it anyway if it's already been lived in. But an FHA loan is 3.5% down. So that's the way to go if you're going to try to buy something that you can't do a USDA loan on. An FHA loan, you don't need as much money down. But if the mobile home's been moved more than once, you can't get an FHA loan on it.
Damage in moving?
No idea.
Okay.
I think it's just kind of one of those things where they're like, no, we don't want you moving it. We don't want it to be moved. One and done. And so I'm going to find out about that. I mean, I've got a guy that's looking for a property, first-time home buyers, and they came across this double wide that was really pretty. It was probably about 15 or 20 years old, and it was in really good shape. And I'm like, when I pulled up Google Earth, and there wasn't anything there 20 years ago, and I'm like, okay, we got a problem here, because this is not a new trailer moved here. And so I called the lender, She's like, nope, if it's been moved twice, can't do it. So I'm going to do all that research for you. I don't just haul and hope, haul you from one house and hope you buy one house. I'm going to give you information that you need because it's your money, and I've got to protect your money. And so even as a seller, I'm going to dig. I'm going to find out stuff about your house. There was a man who wanted us to list some land years ago, and it was, when I looked it up, it was underneath a company name, a corporation. So I go to the Secretary of State website and I pull up that corporation. Well, the corporation had been administratively dissolved. Basically, they either had not paid a fee or something like that. And so the Secretary of State just said, we're dissolving you. So administratively, they were dissolved. So I'm like, you don't exist right now. You can't sell this. And he's like, I thought my CPA took care of this. So he had to go get his CPA to take care of whatever it was. They had to open up, make it live again so that he could either sell the property or remove the property from the company name to his name before we could sell it. See, my thing is, there's a lot of issues in there that can cause trouble and cause problems. I don't like surprises, and I don't want my people to have surprises. Sometimes we do have surprises, and those stress me out. But you do what you got to do. I mean, that's when I'm really big on educating my clients, giving them everything they could possibly need, more than they want. But you got to do it. You just have to. And it's just like with commission stuff. If you're listing your property, you should get a seller estimated net sheet. And that seller estimated net sheet would say, if you get this amount of money, we're going to deduct whatever you owe. So let's say you've got a house you're listed for $200,000 and you owe $50,000 on it. There's going to be a $50,000 under first mortgage. Then you're going to go down attorney's fees. Well, your attorney's fees might be $1,000 if you're the seller. It's a guess. That's why this is called an estimate. So we've got what you owe has got to come out of that money. The seller's, the attorney's fees, the broker fee, prorated taxes, there's a filing fee, and I think there's one other thing that has to come out. And then at the very end it says, this is what you're paying out, this is what you would walk away with. You need to have one of those given to you by your agent to know what to expect. Because if you're saying, you know what, I got to have more money than this, then we've got to make some adjustments. We might have to, push the price of your house a little bit higher. Sometimes we have to do what we got to do. But you've got to know, if you don't know what you could possibly be getting from the sale of your house, then why sell the thing? I mean, have you got that much money that you don't really care? No, nobody's got that much money. They don't care. So, our job as realtors is to give you good service, be loyal to you, follow your instructions, give you honesty, and try to get the most money we can for your property. And from a buyer standpoint, we're obviously trying to get you to pay the least amount for a property, but within reason. I mean, because everybody needs to make money. You want to save money, the seller needs to make money. There is a middle ground in there. So that's what we do, and we're worth it. I think we're worth every penny that we get paid, and then some. I do not get paid enough, let me tell you.
Unless somebody's selling their house. Now, there was a house for sale in Spindale. This goes back to the for sale by owner deal.
Mm-hmm.
If I wanted to buy that house, how am I going to get all that information that you're going to be able to offer me if I come to you and say, you've got a house, but am I going to have to pay extra for you to go research this house?
No. Typically what I do, if it's for sale by owner, I'll call them up and I'll say, hi, I'm Beth Helton, and disclaimer, I'm a realtor, but don't get excited, don't get defensive, because people do. And I'm like, it's okay, I promise. But I've got a client that might be interested in your house. Now, here's the elephant in the room. I don't work for free. So you don't have a realtor representing you. So therefore, I'm going to have to do what they would do. I'm going to have to get you, there's 3 forms that you need. Because if you don't give those forms To a buyer, within 3 days after an offer, they can rescind their offer, and you got to give them all their money back. So do you have these forms? I'm going to have to measure your house. I'm going to have to do research on your home, and I can't tell him what he should get for the house, but it's like I will know if he's too high or too low. So I'll be like, would you pay me? And they'll say, well, what is your commission? And I'll be like, well, my broker fee is typically 6%. But since I'm only doing one side and this is for sale by owner, I will do it for 3%. Because I don't feel comfortable. Yeah, I've got to do both sides of the transaction. Basically, because the seller has no clue what they're doing. They get their information off Zillow. Well, hello. Zillow's not a person. Zillow's not there that can say, listen, you're being unreasonable. Or Zillow's not going to sit there and say, you can really get more for your house than what you're asking. You've got to take into account motivation. So, yeah, I call them up and I'm like, I'm a realtor. Don't get defensive. Don't get upset, but I've got a client looking. Would you pay my fee? And if they say yes, I'm like, great. Do you mind if I come take a look at your house to preview it? And for them. And then I will take a form that is an offer of compensation form that they will sign saying that, yes, we will pay your fee. Because everything's got to be in writing. This is a legal transaction. This isn't just some little, thought you just have, oh, let's just go do this. This is legal. These are legally binding documents. And so I'll go take a look at it. I'll bring my client with me if they're ready to go then, and we'll take a look, and I'll make notes and ask questions and go from there. It's harder to negotiate, I think, with the seller directly because you don't want to offend them, but at the same time, if it was a realtor on the other side, it's like, look, man, your guy's being unreasonable. Can he not do this and this and this? Or why is he being so stuck on this price? So, and I have actually, there was a for sale by owner guy in Shelby. He had bought this house and redid it. And I would buy a house from him today because he did a great job when he redid this house. I have never seen such a good job done. But when I went into the house and looked around and I said, so don't tell me, did you get your price off Zillow? And he kind of got this look on his face. I said, oh, you did, didn't you? And he says, yeah, I did. And I'm like, well, you should have gotten a realtor to kind of help you with that a little bit. Because my thing was, he could have gotten $20,000 more. So, yeah. But I'm not going to tell him that because he's not my client. Now, I will tell my client, take it and run because you've got $20,000 equity in this house already. Because he could easily gotten $20,000 more. And they bought the house and they absolutely love it and they're happy as clams. And that, at the end of the day, that's what matters. Is your client happy? Do they have what they need? And was it as smooth a transaction for them as possible? For me, I can be stressed out and eat chocolate all day, but I can't let my sellers know or my buyers the stressful part of my job.
Okay, did you learn something today? If you didn't learn anything from, now that this lady, she knows her stuff. That's Beth Helton with Real Estate, all about real estate, everything you want to know about real estate, and you can get in touch with her at
704-853-9060, or you can shoot me an email at beth.helton@gmail.com.
Thanks, Beth.
You're welcome. I might see
Hungry? Lunchtime, dinner time, anytime is a good time to stop in at Gregory's Original Restaurant. Choose from fresh, delicious burgers, fries, sandwiches, pasta dishes, fresh salads, grinders, and so much more. All orders are prepared fresh and to perfection. Open Monday through Friday, 11 till 9, Saturdays, noon till 9, closed on Sundays. Call in or carry out. 828-287-2171. Located in the Park Lane Plaza in Rutherfordton, and DoorDash delivery is available. Fast and friendly service. That's Gregory's Original Restaurant.
Are you turning 65 or are you losing group health insurance? Give us a call at Insurance Service Associates. My name is Dwayne Hunt, and I represent all the coverages for Medicare Advantage, Medicare supplements, prescription drug plans, and major medical. Give us a call at 245-5301 and let us see what we can do for you. or drop by the office at 245 East Main Street in Forest City. That's Insurance Service Associates.
There are plenty of drugstores in Rutherford County, but not all of them offer the same personal customer service that is offered at the Medicine Box of Rutherfordton. Laura Hodge and her team have trusted experience and professional service. You're not just a number to them, you're a friend. Make the Medicine Box of Rutherfordton your hometown drugstore at 200 Charlotte Road in Rutherfordton. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 6, Saturdays 9 to 1, 287-7117.
Games last season and 104 this year. Just 1 month earlier, the Braves took 3 of 4 and clinched their 6th straight NL East title in Philadelphia. Atlanta went 8-5 against the Phillies in the regular season, but those numbers were as empty as the Braves offense. In the NFL last night, Kansas City turned back Denver 19-8 as the Chiefs improved to 5-1 on the season. Quarterback Patrick Mahomes, though, says the offense is underachieving.
I still think there was a lot of good things we can take from it. We just got to continue to get better and better. Luckily for us, our defense is playing great, so we can go through these growing pains and try to get better and better. But I mean, the talent's there. You can see it in spurts.
North Carolina, the 12th ranked team in the country, hosts number 25 Miami to headline Week 7 in the ACC slate. The unbeaten Tar Heels are coming off a dominant win against Syracuse. Meanwhile, the Hurricanes coming off a crushing loss to Georgia Tech on a last-second touchdown. This week's slate also includes number 17 Duke hosting NC State for the first time since 2013. It's the first overall meeting since 2020. You're listening to NCN Sports.
For the 4th year in a row, North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance was ranked the best insurance company in the nation by Auto Body Pros. With quick payments on top quality parts, our experienced claims team is in your corner every step of the way to put your repairs in the rear view. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
988 is the number that can make a difference.
It's a number to use when you need help
and don't know where to turn.
Call, text, or chat 988 day or night.
The number where someone will always be there to talk.
The National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Learn it, know it, share it.
Because you never know when you or someone you know may need it.
There you go.
988, the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Learn it, know it, share it.
The PGA Tour will close out the regular season this weekend in Cary. Prestonwood Country Club will host the annual SAS Championship beginning today. This is the 23rd straight year the Champions Tour has played an event in Cary, and this year's event runs through Sunday with a top purse of $2.1 million. Bernard Longer is attempting to be the first ever 3-time winner of the SAS Championship. North Carolina women's basketball team enters the season with high expectations and with an influx of young talent mixed with their veterans. Head coach Courtney Banghart is excited about this team.
So we have a really good blend of experience, new, and then also just an influx of talent. We got more talent at all positions than we had a year ago. And so that the depth of that should help us.
The Tar Heels open the season Wednesday, November 8th against Gardner-Webb inside of Carmichael Arena in Chapel Hill. I'm Chris Edwards, NCN Sports.
Hey, this is Cameron coming to you from the WCAB Weather Room with your weather forecast. Today's going to be mostly sunny with highs near 75. So mostly cloudy overnight with showers likely with lows around 60. For Saturday, you can expect partly cloudy conditions with scattered showers with highs near 75. So mostly clear overnight with lows around 55. For Sunday, it's going to be partly cloudy with highs near 70. It's going to be partly cloudy overnight with lows around 45. And that was your weather forecast here on 100.9 FM, 590 AM, WCAB, Rutherfordton.
My name is Richard Dolan, and this is my wife Lorraine. And as we were carrying to do a radio program, Lorraine had said she'd really was carrying. Good morning, and welcome to Word of Faith radio program. My name is Richard Dolan, and this is my wife Lorraine. And as we were carrying to do a radio program, Lorraine had said she'd really was carrying something on righteous and unrighteous judging. And when she told me about it, I was like, I don't know, honey. And as I, started studying, it was like God was just opening my heart and showing me, all the different scriptures and, how I had been that way and how he changed my heart and how he's even changing my heart even more concerning, judging unrighteously. And Lorraine wants to start with a 1 Samuel.
Yeah, so if you have a Bible with you, you want to turn. It's 1 Samuel chapter 1. I'm going to start in verse 10. This is talking about Hannah. She'd been crying out to God for a child. So we'll start in verse 10. Hannah was greatly distressed, and she prayed to the Lord and wept in anguish. She made a vow, saying, O Lord of hosts, if you will indeed look on the affliction, the suffering of your maidservant, and remember, and not forget your maidservant, but will give your maidservant a son, then I will give him to the Lord all the days of his life. A razor shall never touch his head. Now it happened, as she continued praying before the Lord, that Eli was watching her mouth. Hannah was speaking in her heart and her mind. Only her lips were moving, and her voice was not heard. So Eli thought she was drunk. So right there, Eli goes to the thoughts of his mind, thinks he knows what's going on with her, with Hannah, and it goes on to say, Eli said to her, how long will you make yourself drunk? Get rid of your wine. So he judged the entire thing with Hannah crying out to Jesus, so desperate. He judged it completely wrong. He did not hear from God about what to say. And Hannah, he's telling her, put away how long will you make yourself drunk? Get rid of your wine. And Hannah answers in verse 15, no, my Lord, I am a woman with a despairing spirit. I have not been drinking wine or any intoxicating drink, but I have poured out my soul before the Lord. Do not regard your maidservant as a wicked and worthless woman, for I have spoken until now out of my great concern and bitter provocation. And then Eli answered and said, go in peace, and may the God of Israel grant your petition that you have asked of him. And Hannah said, let your maidservant find grace and favor in your sight. So the woman went on her way and ate, and her face was no longer sad. Her faith had been built. She had a word from God, and she was going on her way. But look at Eli, totally misjudged the whole situation with her. He judged it wrong, went to the thoughts of his mind, out of his sense and reason, and thought she was intoxicated and was drinking. And that's the reason that he saw her in the state that she was in. He was completely wrong. Hannah, she says in verse 16, for I have spoken until now out of my great concern and bitter provocation. She was petitioning God. She was crying out to God for what she felt like was his will and wanted in her heart. And Eli judged it wrong. So if you go to Matthew 7, Matthew 7 says in verse 1, do not judge and criticize and condemn others unfairly with an attitude of self-righteous superiority as though assuming the office of a judge, so that you will not be judged unfairly. For just as you hypocritically judge others when you are sinful and unrepentant, so will you be judged. And in accordance with your standard of measure used to pass out judgment, judgment will be measured to you. So when we don't go to God and we judge others out of what we think we see, what we think we know, go to our minds, go to the thoughts of our minds out of our sense and reason without the Holy Spirit, without ever inquiring of God, that same judgment's going to come right back on us. And then in verse 3 it says, why do you look at the insignificant speck that is in your brother's eye, but do not notice and acknowledge the log that is in your own eye? Or how can you say to your brother, let me get the speck out of your eye, when there is a log in your own eye? You hypocrite, play actor, pretender. First get the log out of your own eye, And then you will see clearly to take the speck out of your brother's eye. So when we don't go to Jesus about what we see happening in front of us, or what we may think is wrong with someone in one way or the other, you don't go to Jesus, you're going to see the wrong in other people, but you don't see the wrong in you when you're not willing to let God help you and deal with what's in you. So let's go to John 5:30. John 5:30 says, I am able to do nothing from myself, independently of my own accord, but only as I am taught by God, as I get his order. Even as I hear, I judge. Now, notice it didn't say I judge after I hear, or I try to form an opinion and then maybe I ask Jesus. No, it says even as I hear, I judge. We hear the voice of God, and then we can make a decision, and that's what will be truth. That's what will be right. I decide as I am bidden to decide. As the voice comes to me, so I give a decision, and my judgment is right, just, righteous, because I don't seek or consult my own will. I have no desire to do what is pleasing to myself, my own aim, my own purpose, but only the will and pleasure of the Father who sent me. And that's the only way that we're going to judge a person or a situation righteously or by the Spirit of God. It's when we go to Jesus, we hear his voice, and we find out what truth is, then we let that truth make the decision for us, and we don't go to our own natural minds, our own sense and reasoning without the Holy Spirit and think we know just by what we see. I have people come into the place where I work, and they can seem like they're this way or they're that way, and or you can talk to them on the phone, and they might be harsh, they might be gruff, and I've learned over the months and years, it has nothing to do with me. These people are hurting. They're not trying to lash out at me, and I don't have to judge them. Well, they're just mean, cruel people. No, these people are hurting. They need help. And that's where we've got to go to Jesus out of the love he puts in our hearts for people.
In John 7:24, it says, be honest in your judgment, and do not decide at a glance, superficially, and by appearance, but judge fairly and righteously. And to be able to judge fairly and righteously, you've got to stop and listen and hear the voice of God, because as most of us have been brought up, we look at a situation and we make a decision on it. I mean, how many times have we, through our lives, seen something and you make a decision right then and there, and that's been in us, and that's how we've lived, and now God is so merciful that he is getting every little bit out of our hearts so we won't miss him when he returns. And we've got to hear his voice. We don't want to have any sin in our heart. And if you unrighteously judge someone, that's sin. That is sin. And we have got to get everything out. And I know that there is a message at the church just a week or so ago about crying out to strip me, Jesus, strip me. Get everything out of me that's not of you.
Yes.
And that's where, since I've started, going over these scriptures, it's been really good because I've really been able to see a lot.
In Titus chapter 3, I want to start in verse 4. It says, but when the goodness and kindness of God our Savior and his love for mankind appeared in human form as the man Jesus Christ, he saved us, not because of any works of righteousness that we've done, but because of his own compassion and mercy, by the cleansing of the new birth, the spiritual transformation, regeneration, and renewing by the Holy Spirit, whom he poured out richly upon us through Jesus Christ our Savior, so that we would be justified, made free of the guilt of sin by his compassionate, undeserved grace, and that we would be acknowledged as acceptable to him and made heirs of eternal life, actually experiencing to our hope his guarantee. And it is a guarantee through Jesus. He brought us salvation. Through him, we come into salvation to Jesus. He gave us that salvation through Jesus, and with that salvation comes his love. When his love is working inside of us, we don't see people or situations the way we did before we received salvation. God's love believes the best of every person, no matter the situation, does not keep a list of wrongs, does not go back to, oh, these people or this situation always works out like this, or this person's always like this. No, you believe God's love in us believes the best of every person.
And that brings me over to 1 Corinthians 13, and I'm going to start at verse 4, and it says, "Love endures long and is patient and kind. Love never is envious, nor boils over with jealousy, is not boastful or vainglorious, and does not display itself haughtily." Now, if you're walking with Jesus, you're going to have his love in your heart. And then when situations come up, you'll be able to hear his voice. And where love endures long and is patient and kind, that's what's going to come out of you. But if it's not, you're going to judge unrighteously.
Yes.
And it may be where the envy is there, or, you're jealous, and, or the pride or the vainglorious. That those things there, all they do is hinder you from hearing the voice of God. And if you've got that relationship with Jesus and you're crying out to Jesus, "Help me, Jesus, I need to know, I need to hear your voice at everything you do," then his love's going to come out, and the best is going to happen for that situation. It says here, "It is not conceited, arrogant, and inflated with pride. It is not rude or unmannerly, and does not act unbecomingly. Love, God's love in us, does not insist on its own rights or its own ways. For it is not self-seeking, it is not touchy or fretful or resentful. It takes no account of evil done to it. It pays no attention to a suffered wrong." And that pays no attention to a suffered wrong. The way the world is you always remember, I remember what they did to me. I remember that. And, some people say, "Well, I'll never forget that." But the truth is when you have the love of God in your heart, you're not going to remember it. It's not going to be something that's going to come up and you're going to, judge that person again out of that situation. It says here in verse 6, it says, "It does not rejoice in injustice or unrighteousness, but rejoices when right and truth prevail. Love bears up under anything and everything that comes, is ever ready to believe the best of every person. It hopes are fadeless under all circumstances, and it endures everything without weakening." And it's the foundation that our lives have got to be on. One of the things that 1 Corinthians is it's where it's not the counterfeit. It's what the truth is from what the world says love is.
That's right.
It's what truth is, and anything else is it's not real. And that way, when we are living in, hearing, and obeying the voice of God, his love comes out. So when the situation comes up, we can have his voice to help someone or to lead them in the right direction, and it won't be an attack at them, and it won't be an attack at you. It says in verse 8, Love never fails, never fades out or becomes obsolete or comes to an end. And that brings me over here to James, the first chapter. In verse 19, it says, "Understand this, brethren, let every man be quick to hear, a ready listener, slow to speak, slow to take offense, and to get angry." So that comes in where, you out of the spur of the moment, you make a judgment because you haven't been the one that's been a ready listener, and you've been one that's quick to speak. You just, out of that impulse there, you just spew something out, and you've made the wrong judgment. You've said the wrong thing. And then in Romans 8, let me find it right here. Here it is. Romans 8, 5 through 7. And it says, "For those who are according to the flesh and are controlled by its unholy desires set their minds on and pursue those things which gratify the flesh. But those who are according to the Spirit and are controlled by the desires of the Spirit set their minds on and seek things which gratify the Holy Spirit." And I wrote in the side of my Bible there, it says, it's my will. It's my will to take hold of whether I'm going to hear and obey the Spirit of God, or I'm going to live out of the flesh, the natural impulses. And, it says here in verse 6, it says, "Now the mind of the flesh, which is sense and reason without the Holy Spirit." And that's where it comes up and we judge unrighteously, is out of those sense and reasons. It says it's death. Death that comprises all the miseries arising from sin, both here and hereafter. But the mind of the Holy Spirit is life and soul peace, both now and forever. And it says here in 7, it says, "That is because the mind of the flesh, with its carnal thoughts and purposes, are hostile to God." And if we don't want to be hostile to God, we want to hear his voice in everything we do, like it says in John 5:30. I've got a few things here that I've written down as I was reading, just things that I saw that were situations that people make judgments. And one of them, it says that you're quick to make assumptions. You're never able to see both sides. You point a finger at someone or lay the blame on someone, and they think that they're right or better than others. And in Romans 12, it gives a perfect example of that. 12:16 through 18. It says, "Live in harmony with one another. Do not be haughty, snobbish, high-minded, exclusive, but ready to adjust yourself to people and things, and give yourselves to humble tasks. Never overestimate yourself or be wise in your own conceits." Now, we don't want to live that way. We want to have that heart that Christ had, since he's our example, so we can make these judgments and decisions according to what his will is for us. And then it says, "Repay no one evil for evil, but take thought for what is honest and proper and noble, aiming to be above reproach in the sight of everyone." It says, "If possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone." I've seen our pastor take hold of situations where, when I've seen it, I wouldn't have done it the way that she did it. And I'm sitting there, I'm looking at it, and I'm like, such mercy, such grace, such hearing the voice of God to pull someone out of a ditch, to help them, to hear the voice of God, to help them see where they're at. It's just incredibly, it's amazing to me. And then I've got another one of the points I had is where someone would point out the flaw of someone else, point out, something that's wrong with someone, or criticize others, that when they do it themselves, and they never let go of something. And that brings me over here to Proverbs. It says, Proverbs 17:9, it says, he who covers and forgives an offense seeks love. That's where we were at a little bit ago. Right. Where he seeks love. But he who repeats or harps on a matter separates even a closest friend. And when you harp on it, you are judging that situation wrongly. You, somewhere in your mind, feel like, well, they're not listening to me, or they're not doing this, and I got to tell them again, and I got to tell them again. But that's not the way God does it. And then there's another scripture in James 4, and starts in verse 11. It says, my brethren, do not speak evil about or accuse another. He that maligns a brother or judges his brother is maligning and criticizing the law and judging the law. But if you judge the law, you are not a practicer of the law, but a censor and a judge of it. One only is the lawgiver and judge who is able to save and destroy, the one that has the absolute power of life and death. Who are you that you presume to pass judgment on your neighbor? We've got to hear. We don't want to be a stumbling block to our neighbor. Right. We want to help everyone. And there's the scripture in John about the woman that was caught in adultery. And when they brought her up to Jesus, they were really trying to trap him. And they told him that she was caught in adultery, so he just was bent down right in the dirt there, and then he looked up at him just a little bit after that and said, you that's without sin, cast the first stone. And it really it convicted their hearts, and one at a time they went out from the oldest to the least. And then he looked at the women and said, where are your judges? Where are those that are, condemning you? And she said, there are none. And, Jesus' mercy and his grace, he looked at her and said, go and don't sin anymore. Such love,
That's right.
And go ahead.
That leads me to the scripture, Ephesians 4:27. It says, and do not give the devil an opportunity to lead you into sin by holding a grudge or nurturing anger or harboring resentment or cultivating bitterness. Here it lists these things: holding a grudge, having anger, resentment in our heart, having bitterness in us. A lot of times people judge situations and people out of what works in them. They're bitter, so they're going to think, oh, she's or he's bitter. They're just offended. That's why they act that way, or that's why they do the things they do or say the things they say. When we've got to let Jesus deal with what's on the inside of us as well.
In Romans 2:1-4, it says, let me find it here. Therefore you have no excuse or defense or justification, O man, whoever you are who judges and condemns another, for in posing as a judge and passing a sentence on another, you condemn yourself, because you judge because you condemn yourself, because who judge are habitually practicing the very same thing that the censor and denounce. But we know that the judgment, adverse verdict, sentence of God falls justly in accordance with the truth upon those who practice such things. And do you think or imagine, O man, when you judge and condemn those who practice such things, and yet you do them yourself, that you will escape God's judgment and elude his sentence and adverse verdict? Or are you so blind as to trifle with and presume upon and despise and underestimate the wealth of his kindness and forbearance and long-suffering and patience? He has such long patience and suffering. I mean, he loves us. His mercy and his grace is there to help us in everything. It says, let me find where I left off. Are you mindful and actually ignorant of the fact that God's kindness is intended to lead you to repent, to change your mind and inner man in acceptance to God's will? And, that reminds me of a friend of mine that I was visiting, and he was upset. His starter had gone out in his truck, and he was a little upset about it. And I didn't know that. And so I went out and I fixed his starter for him. And when he came home that night, he was broken. He said, I've been getting upset because no one was helping me in anything. He says, but the goodness of God brought him to a place of repentance. And that's where we want to live, to where we can have that conviction in our heart when we start judging a situation wrongly, that God will have mercy on us and we'll be able to come back and see where we missed it and humble ourselves and repent and let the goodness of God change our heart. In Romans 14, actually, let me go to Ephesians 4. It says, live as becomes you with a complete lowliness of mind and humility and meekness, unselfishness, gentleness, mildness, with patience, bearing with one another and making allowances because you love one another. Be eager and strive earnestly to guard and keep the harmony and oneness of and produced by the Spirit and binding power of peace. And we've got to see that when we can live this way, it says, live as becomes you with complete lowliness of mind and humility and meekness, unselfishness, gentleness, mildness, with patience, bearing one another and making allowances. I mean, so many times we have not made allowances. So this is where we want to live and know that every day we're going to hear the voice of God, we're going to be humble, and we're going to come out of the love of God in every situation.
Right. That's right. So we hope this has helped you today. It's such an honor and privilege to be able to come and share with you from our hearts today. You can hear other radio programs that have been pre-recorded on our website at wordoffaithfellowship.org, and we're on WCAB every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings from 8:30 to 9. Thank you so much for being a part with us today. God bless you. We love you so much.
Thank you.
Hey, this is Cameron coming to you from the WCAB Weather Room with your weather forecast. Today's going to be mostly sunny with highs near 75. So mostly cloudy overnight with showers likely with lows around 60. For Saturday, you can expect partly cloudy conditions with scattered showers with highs near 75. So mostly clear overnight with lows around 55. For Sunday, it's going to be partly cloudy with highs near 70. It's going to be partly cloudy overnight with lows around 45. And that was your weather forecast here on 100.9 FM, 590 AM WCAB Rutherford 10.
Tonight, could be one night to ever say, darling, I do. And tonight could be one night to get that ring around your finger. Oh, my darling, hold me tight. And tonight just could be the night. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah. Tonight could be the night to fall in love with someone like you. Oh, my darling, hold me tight. And tonight just could be the night. Yeah. Tonight could be the night to get that ring around your finger. Oh, my darling, hold me tight. For tonight is the
If I were a tower of strength, I'd walk away, I'd look in your eyes, and here's what I'd say. I don't want you, I don't need you, I don't love you anymore. And I'd walk out the door. You'd be down on your knees. You'd be calling to me. But a tower of a strength is a something I'll never be. If I were a tower of strength, I'd watch you cry, I'd laugh at your tears and tell you goodbye. I don't want you, I don't need you, I don't love you anymore. And I'd walk out that door. You'd be down on your knees. You'd be calling to me. But a tower of a strength is a something I'll never be. I don't want you, I don't need you, I don't love you anymore. And I'd walk out that door. You'd be down on your knees. You'd be calling to me. But a tower of a strength is a something I'll never be.
are so helpless too that you don't know what to do. Each night I pray there will never come a day when you up and take your love away. Say you feel the same way too, and I wonder what it is I feel for you. Could it be I'm falling in love with you, baby? Could it be I'm falling in love? Could it be I'm falling in love with you? With you? With you? I don't need all those things that used to bring me joy. You made me such a happy boy. And honey, you'll always be the only one for me. Meeting you was my destiny. You can be sure I will never let you down. When you need me, I'll be around. And darling, you'll always be the only one for me. Heaven made you specially. Could it be I'm falling in love with you, baby? Could it be I'm falling in love? Could it be I'm falling in love with you? With you? With you? And darling, you'll always be the only one for me. Heaven made you specially. Could it be I'm falling in love with you, baby? Could it be I'm falling in love? I wanna know now, baby. Could it be I'm falling in love with you? With you? With you? You are the woman that I've always dreamed of. I knew it from the start. I saw your face and that's the last I've seen of my heart. It's not so much the things you say to me, it's not the things you do. It's how I feel each time you're close to me that keeps me close to you. Whoa, you are the woman that I've always dreamed of. I knew it from the start. I saw your face and that's the last I've seen of my heart. It's not so much your pretty face I see, it's not the clothes you wear, it's more that special way you look at me that always keeps me there. Whoa, whoa, you are the woman that I've always dreamed of. I knew it from the start. I saw your face and that's the last I've seen of my heart. I saw your face and that's the last I've seen of my heart, of my heart, ooh, of my heart.
We pulled you away from all the news of the day with classic oldies. Right here on the best of both worlds. 100.9 FM and 590 AM.
I'm a traveling man and made a lot of stops all over the world, and in every port I own the heart of at least one lovely girl. I've a pretty senorita waiting for me down in old Mexico, and if you're ever in Alaska, stop and see my cute little Eskimo. Oh, my sweet Fraulein down in Berlin town makes my heart start to yearn, and my China doll down in old Hong Kong waits for my return. Pretty Polynesian baby over the the sea. I remember the night when we walked in the sands of Waikiki, and I held you oh so tight. Oh, my sweet Fraulein down in Berlin town makes my heart start to yearn. And my China doll down in old Hong Kong waits for my return. Pretty Polynesian baby over the sea. I remember the night when we walked in the sands of Waikiki, and I held you oh so tight. Oh, I'm a traveling man. Yes, I'm a traveling man. Yes, I'm a traveling man. Oh, I'm a traveling man. I want you to tell me why you walked out on me. I'm so lonesome every day. I want you to know that since you walked out on me, nothing seems to be the same old way. Think about the love that burns within my heart for you. The good times we had before you went away. Oh, me. Walk right back to me this minute. Bring your love to me, don't send it. I'm so lonesome every day. I want you to tell me why you walked out on me. I'm so lonesome every day. I want you to know that since you walked out on me, nothing seems to be the same old way. Think about the love that burns within my heart for you. The good times we had before you went away. Oh, me. Walk right back to me this minute. Bring your love to me, don't send it. I'm so lonesome every day. I'm so lonesome every day. I'm so lonesome. Darling, if you want me to be closer to you, get closer to me. Darling, if you want me to be closer to you, get closer to me. Darling, if you want me to love only you, then love only me. Darling, if you want me to see only you, then see only me. There's a line I can't cross over. It's no good for me, and it's no good for you. And there's a feeling deep down inside me. I can't explain it, and you're wondering why. chug along and shout. We're gonna stimulate some action. We're gonna get some satisfaction. We're gonna find out what it is all about. What it is all about. After midnight, we're gonna lay it all hang down. After midnight, after midnight, we're gonna shake your tambourine. After midnight, after midnight, after midnight. So gonna be peaches and cream. After midnight, no cause, talk, and suspicion. We're gonna give an exhibition. We're gonna find out what it is all about. What it is all about. After midnight, we're gonna lay it all hang down. We'll lay it all hang down. After midnight, we're gonna lay it all hang down. We'll lay it all hang down. After midnight, we're gonna shake your tambourine. Shake your tambourine. We'll shake your tambourine. After midnight, some gonna be peaches and cream. We'll shake your tambourine. Gonna cause talk and suspicion. We're gonna give an exhibition. We're gonna find out what it is all about. What it is all about. After midnight, we're gonna lay it all hang down. After midnight, after midnight, we're gonna lay it all hang down. After midnight, we're gonna lay it all hang down. After midnight, we're gonna let it all hang down. After midnight, we're gonna let it all hang down.
I know this pain. Why do you lock yourself up in these chains? No one can change your life except for you. Don't ever let anyone step all over you. Just open your heart and your mind. Is it really fair to feel this way inside? Whoa. Someday somebody's gonna make you wanna turn around and say goodbye. Until then, baby, are you gonna let them hold you down and make you cry? Don't you know, things will change, things will go your way. If you hold on for one more day, can you hold on for one more day? Things will go your way. Hold on for one more day. You can sustain, or are you comfortable with the pain? You got no one to blame for your unhappiness. No, baby, you got yourself into your own mess. Let your worries pass you by. Worries pass you by. Don't you think it's worth your time to change your mind? No, no. Someday somebody's gonna make you wanna turn around and say goodbye. Until then, baby, are you gonna let them hold you down and make you cry? Don't you know, things will change, things will go your way. If you hold on for one more day, if you hold on for one more day, things will go your way. Hold on for one more day. I know that there is pain, but you hold on for one more day. change. Things will go your way if you hold on for one more day. Can you hold on? Can you hold on?
Robbins Paint and Carpet has become the friend of folks who do their own work around the house and friends of the professional. Robbins Paint and Carpet is the home of Benjamin Moore premium quality paint. It goes on easy the first time, every time. So save yourself some time with Benjamin Moore. Robbins provides expert help and advice to make every project a success. Call on the team at Robbins Paint and Carpet and Floor Covering, 245-8801. Hours are Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5:30. They're located at 206 Commercial Drive in Forest City.
Hey, this is Cameron coming to you from the WCAB Weather Room with your weather forecast. Today's will be mostly sunny with highs near 75. So mostly cloudy overnight with showers likely with lows around 60. For Saturday, you can expect partly cloudy conditions with scattered showers with highs near 75. So mostly clear overnight with lows around 55. For Sunday, it's partly cloudy with highs near 70. So partly cloudy overnight with lows around 45. And that was your weather forecast here on 100.9 FM, 590 AM, WCAB, Rutherford 10.
Restless world like this is, love is ended before it's begun, and too many moonlight kisses seem to cool in the warmth of the sun.